Welcome back to another video, guys, and today we are going to be reacting to some creepy TikToks that will make you rethink your reality.
Is Buzz Aldrin suggesting that the moon landing was faked? Aldrin, the second man to walk on the moon, has made several cryptic comments over the years that have fueled conspiracy theories. Aldrin, a key figure in the Apollo 11 mission, has been known to make ambiguous statements about the moon landing.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know.
What was the scariest moment of the journey?
It didn't happen.
Some conspiracy theorists interpret these comments as hints that the moon landing was staged. Is there more to the story of Buzz Aldrin and the moon landing than what we've been told? Even though many people have sought the truth, many people still ask the question.
Something crazy is happening in the Florida Everglades and people need to know about it. So this guy named Python Cowboy, who is a professional snake hunter and wildlife enthusiast, went on a journey through the Florida Everglades when he stumbled upon a pile of rocks that had multiple inverted crosses written on them. And amongst these rocks was a doll. And on this doll was another inverted cross written in ash on its forehead. He noticed a small snake wrapped around it, but something was unusual about the snake. It was bleeding from its anus. He also says that he's never seen anything like that. Now be prepared because things just keep getting crazier and crazier. When continuing into the area, he notices a set of words written across the floor. He would later learn that this was Latin writing, and when translated, it roughly said, "Turn around and run. He is watching you." If this wasn't warning enough, Python Cowboy continues into the area to find a set of abandoned structures, which he continues to explore. That's when he sees it, clear as day, on one of the buildings, a cartoon drawn in spray paint of what is essentially the Python Cowboy. At this point, I would have gotten the out of there, but he continues into the buildings, and what he finds was so alarming that he actually filed a police report and an official investigation was launched. As he continues exploring, he finds the gown of a child pinned to the wall, and around it a message written that said,
she was only 9, we gave her to the devil, like basically talking about sacrificing a child.
Multiple other ritualistic items, one of which being a chair with...
So right here is Beyonce. It says mind control right in the background. It flashes this. So check out this portal, the CERN portal. She got the legs open. This could also be a symbol for Isis, which is the disc and the bull horns. You got to turn it the other way around, and it goes into Metropolis. This is all about transhumanism. Now they are showcasing the new technologies like CERN at these award shows. Tesla bots for bad money. Here's the Grammys. They were showing the quantum computer, the final act, mind control, flashes the pills, just like the Soma in Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. An insider with Julian Huxley played a big role shaping the culture with the CIA. And it also flashes a quote from Jim Morrison: "Whoever controls the media controls the mind." And Jim Morrison of The Doors, father George Morrison, big part of the government in huge events. He was part of the Gulf of Tonkin incident, which led into Vietnam.
This year is going to be extremely important. You need to have a winner's new year. From the 15th to the 19th of January in Davos, Switzerland, the most powerful people in the world are going to be talking about how to keep you a slave. On April 11th, there's a Bitcoin halving, which is going to be a big thing because cryptocurrency might be disruptive to the entire plan. And on the 5th of November, we have a U.S. election, which is going to be crazy.
Monumental. The most important election I think the world has ever seen, and I'm not joking about that.
So this year is the year to get your act together. All the things I just told you are their published plans to keep you in your box. Soon it will be too late. This is your last chance.
On today's episode of Predictive Programming, let's talk about the Book of Eli. It was released in 2010 and is a post-apocalyptic story where the most sought-after possession is the Bible. At 37 minutes and 23 seconds in, the poster on the wall is timestamped 2024, programming the beginning year of the collapse.
There's just a lot of 2024 symbolism. I think we should be on the lookout of major events that are going to happen this year. We've already started the year with earthquakes. Guys, just peep into what's going to happen into this year.
People who found themselves in museums. This is actually crazy. They look exactly alike. No way. What? The same beard, the same eyes, the same forehead, the same everything. Why is the painting so angry is my question. But they do kind of look alike. I don't really see this one, but I will say the eyes look the same. I'm more focused on why the painting has red legs. Like, was that a trend back then?
The rich are about to get a taste of their own medicine. Get ready for the revolution. It's coming. It's time to eat the rich. And I don't know if you heard, but billionaires are splurging on bunkers. People like Beyonce and Jay-Z, tech billionaires like Mark Zuckerberg, and they're buying up bunkers to hide because soon society is about to collapse. And they created all of this mess going on with the economy. And it's so ridiculous. They think they can buy their way out of everything, even consequences. Take, for example, Mark. He's dropped a whopping $270 million on a secret Hawaiian hideout, complete with a massive underground bunker. And he's not the only one. There are about 700 billionaires in the USA. And the US population is about 330 million people. So good luck hiding from the angry mass of people that's about to explode. Who knows, maybe you can escape this life, but you will not be able to escape the next.
Pay attention. All right, we know The Simpsons don't predict anything. It's not predictive programming, it's planned programming. It's already planned, it runs on an agenda, right? So here, this is season 24, episode 9 that aired January 6, 2013. It's called Homer Goes to Prep School. Right here in the beginning, he talked about what would you do in the case of an EMP.
Homer, meet the Springfield preppers. What would you do in the case of an EMP?
So the EMP part is really odd, but what's also odd is the headline stating the solar, not a solar flare, but a solar storm. A solar storm is massive. A solar storm causes a geomagnetic storm, which disrupts electricity, all of our technology, things like that. An EMP, electric magnetic pulse, would do the same thing. It would disrupt all electricity, the whole grid. So we have these two things in the air right now. It would make sense why a lot of these billionaires and millionaires are building bunkers.
Homer, we all know America's collapse is about 3 months away.
6 weeks at most.
Anyway, when the Four Horsemen ride, we want you and your collaterals right here with us.
Because if one of those two things happen, it's what happens after that.
When things go south, the sheeple will clean out every supermarket in town. Typical sheeple.
It's the chaos, the population turning on each other, civil battles, things like that. That's the disruptive part. And obviously, there's a whole nuclear thing and nuclear fallout and all that. That's a story for another day. So there's no telling what's to come, but obviously they're prepping for something. And in this episode, they show the prepping.
See? These are our bug-out bags.
The books of the giants. There was a giant world before us, whether you believe it or not. You tell me, why would all these giant books be made? And these books are found throughout different parts of the world, from giant medieval manuscripts to 300-year-old giant books found in Spain. Among other countless ones I can name, I have always questioned why would anyone in those times need books of that size. For example, a book written in the 13th century in the Czech Republic weighing in at 75 kilograms, and in pounds, that would be a little over 165 pounds. Now you tell me, how could any human of our size use a book that heavy?
Who do not adapt to this fourth industrial revolution will find themselves ousted and will lose. They will lose everything, including their freedom. In short, Klaus Schwab is threatening the head of government of the 20 most industrialized nations in the world to carry out the programmatic points of the Great Reset in their nation. This goes far beyond the pandemic. It is a global coup d'etat against which it is essential that people rise up and that the still healthy organ of state start an international juridical process. The threat is imminent and serious. Since the World Economic Forum is capable of carrying out its subversive project, and those who govern nations have all become either enslaved or blackmailed by this international mafia. In the light of these statements, and those of others no less delusional than Yuval Noah Harari, Schwab's advisor, we understand.
The European Parliament building, there are 679 seats in that global gathering chamber. And one seat no one has ever sat in yet. It is being saved for I wonder who. Because, wait for it, the number of the seat that has yet to be occupied of the 679 seats is seat number 666.
I mean, they're waiting. How many of you heard the announcement some time ago when Prince Charles, and he gave a speech, and in that speech he went on and he said,
with trillions at his disposal.
Speaking specifically of an individual who they know is going to fill that number 666.
One verse has mesmerized more modern readers than any other.
For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Since the time of the Roman Empire, there has been no world, no governing nation or empire that has ever been able to attain global dominance. Napoleon tried, Hitler tried, Stalin tried, they all failed. There will be a short period of time, however, when one man will succeed.
The Paranormal Chick here. As we all know, climate change is impacting the whole world. Take a look at what's being uncovered in a province in China called Chongqing. As the water's receding, it unveiled these peculiar ruins. Take a look and tell me what you think. Like, post, comment, repost. Let me know.
The Hermetics were Egyptians. It's what the Freemasons came from, and the alchemists. And the Hermetics comes from Hermes Trismegistus, Hermes thrice great, who was supposedly the wisest man or avatar or god from the Egyptian period. They believed that the universe was entirely mental. You and I have no physical existence, as we exist entirely as thoughts in the mind of God, and that it was all vibrational, and that there's no such thing as opposites. Heat and cold are not opposites. Fear and courage are not opposites. They are just points on a continuum. And that the difference between fear and courage is entirely in the vibration. And so this is where the alchemy came in. They believed that if they could change their vibration, or change the vibration of lead, they could change it into gold.
Children as designated by our language aren't even ours.
Parents are a pair who rents. Our governments, especially our courts, don't treat a parent's right to control and direct the upbringing of their child as a fundamental liberty. We're forced from a young age through many types of indoctrination, and our parents are helping in this process. Look at the word childhood. A hood is used to cloak and hide. The etymology of children is chill and dren. Chill means cold. Dren is a name meaning a strong and healthy individual. So children are strong individuals who must be chilled, made cold. Stay with me, this will all come together. In Ballantyne's 1948 Law Dictionary, the term human being says sea monster. When we see monster, we get the definition, a human being by birth, but in some part resembling a lower animal. In the Oxford New English Dictionary of 1901, a human is defined as belonging or relative to man, as distinguished from God or superhuman beings. So these definitions are telling us we're monsters. The word live backwards is evil. Our language is telling us we're born as monsters who are bleak and lifeless to a pair who rents us out to the government and other corporations that indoctrinate us. Our childhood is spent under a cloak and we're evil when we live. Our sentences are made up of words. The word sisters in Greek mythology, fates or witches who controlled the fates of man. Every word we say directly affects our reality and ultimately our fate. The Egyptian deity Thoth is said to have invented language and writing. The original purpose was to use words for magic. The words write and write are pronounced the same. A rite is a ceremony or ritual. Whenever we're writing with words or speak, we're initiating a ritual. Books contain chapters. A chapter often refers to a sect of a secret society or religious order. To page someone is to summon them. Pages in books made of words are summoning things to enslave or imprison our souls. The word grammar comes from the French word grammaire or grimoire. Grimoires were ancient magic books which contained instructions to summon demons. We wake up each morning. A wake is a funeral party held for the dead. At the beginning of each day, we say to each other, "Good morning." Mourning is what you do when you're sad for the loss of someone or something, by calling it a good morning. It's pretty masochistic if you ask me. We then go to work at our occupation. When we occupy something, it can mean being occupied by a military force, like in war. Many occupations are focused on money and the dog-eat-dog mentality. The dollar bill comes first before the environment or even each other. Therefore, we are committing war against each other during each day we work our occupation. We are...
Guys, that's the video. Just some crazy stuff for you to, really see and think about. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's meet on the next video.